Hi and welcome to another video, part 7 of the Hobby King J3 Navy Cub. Here it is down here in all its glory. Finally we're going to finish off the electronics, which we should have had done the other day, but we've got started getting stuck with the LiPo sensor. If you watched the last part, I couldn't remember if it was 6 or 7. I think that was 6 and this is 7, but hey, anyway, we've done this. You can see it. No, it's out of focus. In focus, in focus, in focus. Let's just start the video. Okie dokie, what have we got here? Well, this is my little creation that I came up with. Now, I didn't do it on camera because I was zooming and knowing what to do, and I should have really done it on camera and then done some speed forward, fast time, all that lovely stuff. But if you remember, we got the chair that fits in the aeroplane. Can't bring that in shot. Can I bring that in shot? No, I can't bring it in shot. Should have it in shot, not in shot. But if you've been following the videos, then you'll know this is the little chair that fits inside the airplane. Now, so with our Velcro that I love using, I Velcroed the sensor to the chair so it's nice and stuck. And then basically what I did, I used some hot glue on the connections. Hopefully, if this probably won't zoom, I've really got to get this so it zooms in, but sorry. So this glues in, and then I wrap the wires around the back. Done some more glue. Let's see if I can get that to focus in a bit better. Yeah, there you go. So we've done some more glue around here, hot glue, and the hot glue here and here. So it's all great and stuck, and it doesn't hurt the cables. And there's my cable ends. And then basically what I did was I put a little heat shrink on the little LED and a little tape on the little window and sprayed it black. Now this is foam. What's foam? What do I use for foam? I use this Liquitex. No, this is not an advert. This is just basically what I use. Liquitex. It's basically professional spray paint. Look at it, rather than me sort of like trying to sell it. Liquitex. I got it off a certain site called Amazon. Everyone, I'm sure everybody knows. It's not that cheap, but it doesn't eat foam. You can spray foam to its heart content, and then when you've actually sprayed foam, if you do it on an aeroplane, if I can find it, I can. And if I can find a paintbrush that I use, once again, fully prepared knots. So if you do spray your plane with this sort of Liquitex, or you can use sort of model paint and use an air gun, a small air gun, hobby air gun, which I want to do, you know, eventually. And then you use this polyacrylic. If I saying that polyacrylic by Minwax. Anyway, yeah, I use that, and you use this foam brush. How cool is that? So, and people are saying, why the hell are you using a makeup brush? It's not a makeup brush. It's a foam brush. Look at that. Look, a bit of rust on the tin. So you don't get brush marks on the plane. You could just, you know, glue it in. But we get that. Now, the Minwax protects it. Because if you just spray, like I have done with here, with the foam, it's fine. But if you start to knock it, it's going to chip easy. Put a bit of tape on it, it'll come off eventually. It's not the greatest thing, but Minwax stops all that. Kind of gives it a polyacrylic coat, as it says on the tin. Okay, right, but so we're going to stick this in the plane. Not the polyacrylic, but this sensor. We're going to stick that down. I'm going to put some Velcro on the bottom of the seat, which are my little trusty Velcro pads. I was going to go a bit crazy and put like a little skirt on here, like a little black skirt to hide the transmitter, because receiver, sorry, because it's going to sit on the receiver. Now, obviously, remember the aerials are the thing that picks up the signal, not the actual receiver itself, as per se. So I'm just going to stop it there. I'm going to move the plane so it's in shot, and we'll stick this in. We'll grab one of my batteries, stick it in. I'll get my transmitter out, and we'll see if we've got contact. Alrighty. Okay, so I've got the plane in some sort of direction. Hopefully, I need to sort out the lens and stuff and bits and pieces to get a wide angle. But anyway, so here's the receiver. As you can see, let's get the light not so much on that. If I can. Probably not. We'll see how the video goes, shall we? Anyway, so there's my hook side of the Velcro, and here is my fluffy side of the Velcro on my little chair. Here's a bit more of a close-up actually, so you can actually see where this is hot glue and then it's just sprayed. So first things first, I need to plug in the cable. Oh, and I didn't want to do that. Okay, that's cool. Look at that. What to see inside a fast receiver. I guess that shouldn't come off. That's good. It's probably because it's super Velcro down too, and I should have got underneath it. This is what happens when you unplug cables. And how to snap it in with one hand. As I said before, it'd be so much easier if I could get this fishbowl of a canopy off. I could do this. I mean, you know, I'm making it hard for myself maybe. You know, most people would just throw in the receiver in the top, but not me. Right, so I'm just going to make sure my cables are doing what it says on the tin, which is the black at the top in the S port. My chipolator's trying to get in there. That's sort of not unfocusing. So that's them all plugged in, just to make sure. Let's stick that down in the middle where I had it before. So push these in and make sure they're all lovely, which they are. This cable will push down. I could probably reach under there actually and grab this. So my little fingers. Stick that cable, which is going to go to the battery, through there as well. Help the seat in the right way up would help. And hopefully, and he hasn't measured this, but hopefully I can put the seat on there, push it all, squish it all down, and there you go. I mean, okay, that's not too bad. As you can, I can actually show you there. So you can see the seat in there, a little LED in there. Be able to see. Yeah, you can't really see, but you'll be able to see electronics as soon as I turn it on. Okay, that's not too bad. It will do, as they say. So here's my cable that's going to go into the battery. So I just want to try and get this, and I want to do some blend 'em. You know I like blend 'em. This would go into the battery. So I mean, it's not going to push it up too much. This can all just stay down there. What is that? That can all stay down there. Just leave it kind of loose. I could put some heat shrink around. Sorry for that focus. I could put some heat shrink around here, under here, but I'm not going to. Now, if I just quickly get out my transmitter on my screen, should have done it beforehand. I swear my videos are getting worse. Okay, let's grab a battery. Okay, which is a 3-cell. This can run on a 3-cell or a 4-cell. So let's see what happens. So turn the transmitter on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
OpenTX. Throttle warning. Yeah, of course there is, but we'll exit all that because I'm not too worried about that for now. Right, so let's get this pluppy plugged in. Right, as I say, it's going to slip down the side there. It's a pretty tight fit actually. When we come to do the CG, centre of gravity, then we'll start probably moving it about. So this will plug in to this, which is my LiPo sensor. Look at that, absolutely perfect. And then this will be plugged in to my battery. So to me, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Not really happy with the mega placement of that. If I can turn the plane round, can you see that just about in there? There's the little lipo telling me it's a 4S. Actually, is it a 4S? I lied, it's a 4S, not a 3S. Okay, so let's see if we have. I haven't put the propeller on. Oh yeah, yeah, baby, that's working. Now, if I can turn her around, that's why you don't put a propeller on. Oh dear, sounds like somebody's. Whatever. Let me see if I can move that back a bit. Sorry about the. I should take this off the stand. There we go. Oh, there we go. Couldn't ask for a better shot. Okay, this is the sort of time when you need to make sure this is level. This is when it's 50%. So basically, if I do my oops, sorry, rudder. I think that's on low. But sort them rates out. That's not kind of right. In fact, that's not. I think I know what it is. What is it it's saying? Well, if I move it back. If I move it back here, I realise something. If I just bring it down a bit more over there. I didn't do this control horn. I didn't stick it on. So when I'm doing the elevators, it's not doing a lot. And also, if you notice that the horn, this needs to be winding quite a bit. I mean, if I stick that horn on, sorry, I'm going to block the. Yeah, that's not too. You see that action? You see it bending here, and that's not a big throw. I haven't got any restricteds on it. Hang on. Okay, back again. Someone just actually knocked on the door. If you realise, I didn't connect this one either. That's probably why it wasn't working. Now, I wound this back. Now, basically, you hold on to the thing, hold on to the push rod with your pliers, and spin this round. Because when this turns on, it's basically at 50%. At 50% travel on the servo. So this flap here, the elevators should be middle, which they are still not. Now we could probably trim it out. I mean, I haven't got a lot of. I'll probably get a bit more bend on that, so it should really, I suppose. And let's unplug the battery actually, because
telemetry lost.
Yes, telemetry is lost. Yes, it is. Right. Okay. So let's actually undo that. If I hold this. So if you can see, and then I'm going to spin that round some more and put it round, and I'm going in the second hole of the control horn. And have I gone too far now? Nope. Second hole, right, so that's probably still about 50%, and if you look down, that's still not far enough back. Wow. Okay. So this is really really got to wind in. You can wind in quite far. I think once I find the sweet spot, I might put a bit of hot glue on the end here, just to make sure that it doesn't come loose. It shouldn't do, but it might do. So I think I might have gone too far this time. chatting away on the chatting away to you guys. Okay, but that maybe then go to the top horn. They normally say actually which these go onto. Right, so if I plug the battery in, sorry for out of shot and doing stuff and la di da da.
Telemetry recovered.
Telemetry recovered. Right, okay, so that. Oh, hang on, that's. Right, so that's set at 50%, and I've actually wound it in too much. You can actually, if you can see those moving about. Oh, there's the throttle. Yes, we know you're there. Haven't set my safety switch. Safety switch meaning that you can turn the throttle off so you don't end up cutting yourself when it has a propeller on. How am I looking? I think I need to go out a couple of turns. He says. And I would prefer, normally you go on the second rod because you need to keep this level. And the natural sitting level is in the second horn. These have got 4 holes on these horns. See if I can turn it around a bit more. You probably can't see, but on this control horn here it's got 4 holes. And it naturally lines up with the second, which means that it won't bow it. As to say, right, I've actually got a couple of turns. Obviously, just make sure that when it sits as level as it can, or vertical. So look at the control horn. You know, you don't want to put any unnecessary pressure on the control horn. Okay, where I said I've done too many turns, I actually did. They could do another turn the other way, so I'm pushing it out. So 1 turn. As I say, you can do this with the servos off. They don't like it when you're pushing them. So that's nice and sort of level with the control horn. So push rod. I don't know what the end is called actually. Push rods holder sticky thing. Who knows? Right, that looks pretty level to me. So when it is, just snap them together. So they're pinching the control horn. That's nice and straight. Always look down, make sure that's nice and level. So there you go. Not big throws really, but that should be enough to take off. And then you'd be surprised the smallest of movements. Smallest of movements are, well, in fact I can just about see, you can just about see me, there you go, hello, I'm a button. Still I thought you'd have a bigger throw than that. I mean you probably only want that, I mean you don't need a lot for a plane to take off. That's my trouble unfortunately, I'm a bit stick heavy as they call it. So yeah, a bit of throttle, oh hello. Right, so now if I spin her around and break the plane apart. I can't. This is an automatically zoomy thing. There we go. That's not too bad, is it? There you go. Right. So now I've got to do this control. Now, if you look at this, this is in its natural habitat, as to say. Look how far that's out. I mean, that's miles out. I mean, I don't mind because you know. Let's unplug. Excuse me if I've got it shot again. Telemetry lost.
Telemetry lost.
Thank you very much. My gosh. Right, okay, so if I hold that again and twist away like we did last summer. Okay, been a long day. I was meant to do this the other day, but I didn't get time to do it. And what's most annoyed me is that this weekend just gone, Saturday, maybe Sunday, was a gorgeous flying day. No wind, brilliant sunshine, and I didn't have my plane ready. Ready for the maiden, ready to show you if I'm going to crash or not. I'd just like to say actually, thank you to the subscribers that I have. I know I'm not you know, the best out there. I follow quite a few good RC people, very good people, make me laugh. But I do appreciate it. I will have to mention you all by name. But yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart that you're following my journey. Hopefully you might buy this. I mean, it's still pretty cheap. I found out actually that Hobby King planes, hardly any of them, I don't think any of them come with instructions. It's a download, which is a good green thing, I guess. But I can dig that, you know, I can have, but, you know, at least have some instructions that are good. Because this is crap. Okie dokie. As you can see, that wasn't actually straight, so I need to play about with that anyway. With the control horns and bits and pieces, but I'll do that after the video. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Aha, right, okay. If you can see this in shot, there is a couple of long metal bits, and there's another two that go below that are smaller. If you can see that in shot, not the best. There you go. There's the big ones and the small ones. Small ones go underneath. I don't know if I'll put them on or not. We'll see. As I say, with the grass and everything else, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Now, somewhere in my little box of bits, which there is that I kept, is it's going out of focus again. Oh, I do love your camera. It's a pack of springs, small springs, spring. If I can see, if they're going to zoom in, if I can. There we go. Look, springs, yay, springs. Okay, so first of all, we need to have a sticky down. Now there is colour coordinated. There's grey for the top, or blue, should I say? In fact, that's the wrong. Is it? That's really kind of. There's 4 small ones. There we go. Why they are different colours, I don't know. Let's get them out on the pack. You can't see, just trust me on this one. Okay, there's maybe underneath's got different random colours. I don't know. I don't think so, but 3 colours. But there's kind of like a darky blue ones that got the little crosshair at the end, and that fits in that little crosshair. Now, first of all, I'm just going to push it in before I hot glue it, just so I don't burn the hell out of my fingers. Right, so here's my super duper glue gun. I'm just going to try, in fact what I'll do actually, let's think about it. Safety first. Yes, put it on that. So, trying to, whoa, extreme close up. If I put some glue in there, give it a little squeeze, some glue in there, and a little bit in there, and a little bit in there. Probably a bit too much glue, he says. Push it down in there, nice and tasty. There is a bit of off run, which I don't want, because it'll end up gluing the plane together. And then I won't fly anywhere, because the elevators won't elevate. So maybe I put too much. Maybe this is a bit of gun-ho glue gun. I'm only going to show you one side anyway, so try not to glue the elevators together. Just want to push that down actually. I could probably use actually one of these rods just to wipe out the excess, just grab the excess. Silly me, I did put too much on. But hey, that will help secure the tail, the elevators a bit more. Yes. Right. Okay. Now I know. Now I can see why we've got the other nice colour, because it's actually for up here. There's me saying they've got the spray paint wrong. It hasn't. So let me just get the pliers again and stick this in. Of course, you can use like foam tack or anything like that, but I just use a bit of hot glue because it's gonna. Can't really show you guys. I'm sorry. I keep saying sorry in these videos. Maybe I'll just put a bit in the middle, because then it will squidge out. Good thinking, Batman. Sit in there, push it around a bit, and we don't get any coming out the side. So I did go a bit too mad. Just pull the bits off. These are just random bits, I think, of a plane. But this basically, I mean, this is the last video really, until we do a maiden, hopefully at the weekend. If you've missed anything or wanted to see something different, don't ask me to do a Navy Cup. No, you know, I've tried my best on this. I just want to share. So if you buy a Navy Cup yourself, which I severely, say you should, then you know what to expect. Okay, so if I can start zooming in, I'm just going to, these are hooked around, but I'm just going to hook them around a bit more. just to tie. But I'm going to put the spring now. You've got like an open end and a closed end. So the closed end goes on the metal as it comes off. I'm going to try and do an extreme close up here, so don't be annoyed at me if it doesn't zoom, but I'm going to try and zoom on my finger, and then, oh, yeah, it's there. There you go, look, see? Open end, hooky end, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Yeah, there you go, ish. And then I'm just going to close that off a bit, just pinch it, so now I've closed it. Same goes to the other end. This one actually is kind of closed already, go figure. So let me just open that a bit, put the spring on, the closed end spring, and close it off. He says oosh, a bit more oosh, we like saying oosh. Okay, so there we go, we've got our 2 springs on the end of our long rod. Then all the springs do is attach into a little hole here. In fact, as I'll do it that way, just because of the forces. And then the spring moves there, and there you go. You can, and I will, just bend this round a bit. I've just bent the top of the springs. You probably won't see it, unfortunately, on shot, but I'm just yanking them around a bit and closing them off a bit so they kind of won't ping off. So just, there you go, so that'll be very hard to ping off. So as I say, they do it on this side. This is how the actual plane looks, scale. I've still got to paint that, if I can get some paint, I don't know, but anyway, so I'm just going to make sure that obviously I can still open the elevator. I've got still a bit of hot glue in there. I can probably pull that off with a razor blade or something, or just push that because I haven't got the battery in, and it actually comes off. But what does it do? Yes, pulls the paint off as well. I've got a feeling I'm going to have a lot more paint scrapes on this, so I'm not too worried. Okay, just while I'm actually putting this together, I thought I'd just do a quick interlude. I found out where 3 black screws go. You've got 3 black screws in your pack, and do you remember back in video 2, maybe, I don't know, that you slot this bit of plastic in over the metal to hold the undercarriage, and it was like, oh, that's going to pop out. So that's where the 3 black screws go. So it pushes down on the little bar there. Let's see if you can just about see the bar in that one. Now also, I had a bit of a wheel failure even before we took off. So I'll put some hot glue around here and some hot glue up here, just to keep it in, just to keep it okay. So that's my little snip bit. We'll crack on building. Okay, another little snip bit as I'm putting the wings on. Obviously you've got a pack of 4 screws, 1 for each. I hot glued these little T-pieces in again. I can find the other wing. So these ones I've got to do the other wing. They're just a bit bigger. Put hot glue in the middle. Stick them in. 2 screws in there. Now here, you can't really see here, but there's like 2 holes that these struts pop into. Now they keep popping out, and I think a bit of heavy flying, they're going to just pop off. So you could probably sand the ends down to fit them in a bit more. So I put a bit of hot glue again, excuse me, inside, pushed them down, put some hot glue around. Doesn't look the greatest, don't like the look of it, but it's my little trainer plane. So yeah, so that's all on there. That should be pretty solid. That's I don't know what them screws are all about, but yeah, so that's that. The control horn's already on here. Haven't snapped them into place yet. Waiting. I've connected the cable. I've just got to wait to turn it all on and make sure they're flat before I snap them in. Yeah, so I've got to do the other side of the wing. So interlude over. Okay, another interlude. I don't know why I call it an interlude, but whatever. So I've actually done the horns on the ailerons. Boy oh boy. So now you can see they're nice. They're nicely lined up as well. It's most important you get them lined up as much as possible, because the slightest little sort of like that, it will spin the plane round. There you go, and they shouldn't be making any noise, because if they're making noise it means you're pressuring them. See? So they're nice. That's not pretty good. They're both doing what they should be doing. Opposite is each other because we used that double cable, the splitter cable. But yeah, I think we're good. Okay, that's the end of this little interlude. There you have it. Propellers on. It's all ready to rock and roll in the skies. As you see back there, the LiPo sensor that's giving me the readings of the battery. You can also send telemetry to my transmitter. I've got a small hangar and a crazy plane. There you go, we've finally built the J3 Navy Cub, the Hobby King Nightmare. Yeah, fun to build, I suppose so. It's an interesting thing. Hangar's not really big enough for this baby. I've got a bit of hangar rash already, building rash, whatever you like to call it. Maybe if I can get some paint and just fill in the bits and pieces here, the blue. Gonna kind of start, you know, some animals want to take some bite out of that or something. I don't know, something crazy going on. But it's built. I've still got to do the CG, which means the centre of gravity. I've got a little tool for that. That we put it up with the battery in, and if it's horizontal, level, vertical, horizontal, yeah, it's horizontal, and it stays kind of like where the points are. So I think it's a certain amount of millimeters in from the leading edge of the wing, and it's meant to balance. If that's balanced, then you've got a good chance of flying, having a good flight without fighting the plane through the skies. You'll probably need trimming, which basically just you might need to add a bit of elevator, aileron, who knows, into the mix. We'll talk about mixes later on once I start doing them myself. But yeah, she's ready to go. Just got to do some final bits and pieces where, you know, I need to cut these little screws off, because these are kind of they're going to get you. Yeah, they're going to scratch the hell out of you when you try and get out of the car. How are you going to do the wing on and off to take it to the field? I don't know. You'll end up just breaking it. Well, I would anyway. I've got to attempt to stick this in the car. It should fit in sideways, he says. We'll give it a go. I'm not going to video that, but I might video it before I get the plane out of the car, to say, you know, we're at the field, this is it, the maiden flight. This will be the next video, which will be the maiden flight. I'll be with an instructor, so Buddy Box it's called, which he has a transmitter another transmitter I have wired to my transmitter. He holds a button in and I can fly the plane. If he thinks that I'm going to crash, he lets go of that button and he takes over and hopefully gets it out of the crash. Otherwise I'll be bringing it back to the hangar in pieces. Would I buy another one? No. Even though it's a beautiful plane, Hobby King have done a lovely job really. I haven't got the hangar size really. You need a bigger hangar, bigger space to build the plane in. We've had a lot of problems. I'm sure it's not the same problems with every plane, but it could be. I don't know. I haven't watched. I mean, I tried to watch a couple of videos and it was like, here's the plane, here's the unboxing, boom, it's built. And it's like, okay. And then when I looked at the downloadable instructions, they weren't worth poo. They really wasn't. But yeah, it's built and I'm excited to fly it. I don't know where I'm going to put it in the hangar. I don't know. We'll find space. You haven't seen the hangar tour yet. I'm going to do a hangar tour, I think. Hopefully this weekend, a few days time, the weather's going to be nice, and I'll take it to the field, and hopefully it'll come back in one piece. If it does, then we can hang it up somewhere. It might mean that I do have to take the wings off, I don't know how, unless you unscrew by the wheels so these struts stay onto the wing, because I super glued them, not super glued them, I hot glued them if you remember, because they look like they was going to fall off. But we'll see how the flight is. The flight might be absolutely fantastic. I might even be able to land. But yeah, fingers crossed that it's going to go good. But anyway, listen, you enjoy the rest of your weekend, wherever you're watching me. Once again, thank you for everyone that's subscribing. If it's your first time, you've just seen this video random, please subscribe. You never know, you might learn something. If not, you might leave a comment and I might learn something. But it's all about the journey of flight, of radio control flight. Okay, keep flying and be safe. See you later.